Hello and welcome to our weekly coffee chat with Trina and
Dave, hi.
I'm Trina Rise. I'm a holistic nutritionist and I specialize in men's weight loss for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. And every week I get together with my best friend David, who inspired me to work with you guys. And we're going to be talking about topics in men's health that are important to David and that also are important to you. So we'll get started. This week, we're going to be talking about cravings and what that looks like, how you can try and control your cravings, and not to feel too horrible, I guess, when you give in to them.
Not to
So,
beat yourself up like I do. Or
well,
I have Trina telling me.
I was going to say,
The good Catholic in me always confesses to Trina.
yeah, well, it's like my clients and I joke about that actually because on Sunday we fill in, everybody in my program fills in this weekly check-in, and
Yeah.
it's like it's confession time. So I get text messages and all the confessions over text, and then sometimes people give me confessions midweek. Like yesterday, someone said I should have confessed on Sunday that I did this or that. But anyway, I think the reality is that everybody has cravings sometimes, and you are definitely going to give into them. And I
The
think you're
biggest, some of the best strategy. Sorry to jump in, Trina.
no,
Uh,
go ahead.
the thing I do is not having the foods that I crave in my house.
Yeah.
I pass that chip aisle. I pass ice cream as my downfall. I can eat a tub of ice cream in one sitting, and I know if I have it here, I won't ration myself. I'm not at that level yet, so I just don't buy it if it's
Yeah.
here. Like last night, I went out and just with a group, and I had dessert, ice cream, gelato actually. Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, and that's kind of a safe way to do it, right? Is to indulge in this craving when you don't have an unlimited supply of it.
Yeah.
And I made this oh, sorry, I was just
Also, it's more expensive, so it's not economically sound to eat ice cream at a restaurant and gorge yourself where it's easy to do if you buy a tub.
yeah, exactly. And I think, I mean, I have a good example of giving into cravings and not doing a great job of it. And this was last week, and I was at the grocery store with my son, my 9-year-old, on Saturday, and we went by the chocolate aisle, and that's my big craving. Like I
Oh
love
yeah,
chocolate.
oh
I
yeah.
don't. Yeah, I know you know. I
I
don't.
know.
So I don't have it in the house. I never have it in the house. And I went through the chocolate aisle and I found this, it was dark chocolate and had almonds in it.
Mm.
So, it was better. And my son and Daniel says to me, my 9-year-old says, "Don't do it, mommy. Don't do it." And I did it anyway. And I brought it home. And, sure enough, this giant chocolate bar was gone in 2 days. 2 days. It was 300 grams. It was huge. Yeah, but if I have it in the house, I'm having my
I,
coffee in the morning. I'm like, oh, but I had a healthy breakfast. I'll just have a little bit.
that's the big thing. We
That's
justify it. And that's why, guys, honestly, just don't buy it. Don't buy it. That's the easiest thing. I find that's the best. Another foible that you you will learn is beer. So beer's more expensive in a bar than for us Canadians. It really is more expensive. And I try not to buy it and have it around the house because I'll just grab a beer, especially with my neighbor buddy, and we'll just
yeah.
chit chat. One leads to two to three to four. Next thing you know, you've had a six pack and it's just not good. It's you feel like crap and it puts on the weight like you wouldn't believe, or you would believe,
Well,
so
chocolate
much
too. And I
chocolate,
think,
sugar. Yeah.
yeah, and I think people think that this cycle of cravings they get in and giving into the craving means they're weak-willed or there's something wrong with them, or it means it's going to prevent them from ever losing weight or ever taking control of their health. But the reality is that everybody has it. Like I'm a nutritionist. I know better. I know the things to do to minimize my cravings, but you're still going to at some point be in the situation where maybe you're going through a lot of stuff with your family. Like I have a client right now who's, dealing with a bunch of life stuff with his dad. And, it's hard, and you want to emotional eat, I think, and you're going to do it once in a while. And so the most important thing is when you give into the craving, or if you give into it, if you buy that tub of ice cream, if you eat the whole damn thing, or you eat the giant chocolate bar, it's like 2 days later or the day after, you got to shake yourself out of it, and you have to get back to just doing the right thing, right?
Yeah.
Doing the healthy thing. So,
No, I, and today I'm going out with some friends, some of the guys to a bar. I've got to really control. That's the real thing, to control myself when I'm out and at least eat something healthy and try to beer, water, and enough beer, sipping my beer instead of
yeah.
guzzling it. That's really my craving. It's the social aspect and the, the
Yeah. One really good strategy, and
yeah,
I've mentioned this over and over again when I talk to clients, but also in the group that I have, the Facebook group, and is just to, if you're having beer or you're having a glass of wine or you're having a cocktail, you're doing all these things, even ice cream or chocolate,
yeah.
have it after you have a solid meal.
Ah, don't
Don't have it
start.
on a yeah, don't start on an
Yeah,
empty
it's funny
stomach.
in bars, they always bring you your drinks first. I'll ask them, no, I want it with my meal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
or
because
after. That's a good
yeah,
idea. I've
because
never done that, and that's not the way restaurant. I'm sure you guys all know that when you go to a bar or
yeah.
restaurant, they bring you,
Really.
oh, what do you have to drink? And boom,
Yeah.
it's there. And then the
Well,
food takes forever because they want you. It's all a strategy to sell you more beer.
yeah, but what do they bring you? They bring you beer or booze basically, and bread, right? It's all carbs. So if you
Mhm.
have that stuff on an empty stomach, it spikes your blood sugar,
Yeah.
and that's going to make it you're going to gain weight. Like, it makes it a lot easier to gain weight. You don't want your blood sugar to spike. So, even if you before you go to the restaurant, you have like a protein bar or a handful of
I
nuts and a
I
little
think
bit of
that's what I'm
jerky,
going to do today. I'm going to try to have a good solid meal before I leave, see if that can quell
right?
my cravings and my normal pattern behavior
Yeah.
when I go to out with the boys.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the reality, is you're going to go out with the boys once in a while, right? Just like I'm going to go out with my friends. You do it.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
and yeah. So I guess the key is just to not do it all the time, to
yeah.
know your
That's
triggers,
it.
right?
Like just like avoiding buying the sweet things, avoid going out and doing
Yeah.
that. I'm retired, guys, so it's a lot of free time.
Yeah. But
But
once in a while, you're going to go out with friends, but it's
yeah,
just, if you go out twice a week or even once a week, sometimes you're
yeah,
kind of setting yourself up to not be able to take control of your health and really lose the weight, because the problem is going to be that maybe you make all this headway during the week, you're healthy, you're feeling good, you drop a bit of weight, but then if you go off the rails Friday and Saturday night every single
yeah.
week, I mean, you're
Yeah,
starting from square one.
yeah. You will
Frustrating.
you will not only stay where you are, you'll probably
A
backslide.
backslide.
In
Yeah.
fact, not probably, for sure, because I've done it. There's no
Yeah.
question that
Yeah.
you will do it. But I find for me, and also doing something to replace that craving. Like if you have a craving, just if you feel it, go out for a walk, rake the lawn, you know, do something. You generally some type of physical activity takes your mind off, and not don't plopping in front of the TV. You'll
Yeah.
grab a snack, do something active. That usually cures or replaces the feeling. Just go for a walk and go to a different location. But
Yeah.
getting
So,
out of the house, because patterns of behavior in our house, I have certainly patterns of behavior that always lead to the fridge
yeah. Yeah, of course.
and
And
boredom.
yeah, and boredom. And then, yeah. And I think I did a training not that long ago with my friend Karen. She's a psychotherapist,
Mhm.
and she gave some good strategies, especially if it's emotional eating. If you're craving, you got to ask yourself, um, like, am I hungry? And if the answer to that question is no, you're
Yeah,
not hungry, then you need to try and change your state. Splash your face with cold water, call a friend, go for a walk, do something to change your state. And then, you know, your emotional craving could pass in 20 minutes. So, right, if you change your state, like you said, go out for a walk, do something physical, then you might not have the craving anymore. One other thing that you can do too for cravings is, especially if it's after dinner and you're like really wanting something sweet, is just to chew a piece of gum, because I do
Yeah, you
that.
told me that last time.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
People,
because you
yeah,
chew, right? You're the chewing, when you chew, the mechanical action of chewing sends a signal to your brain that
yeah,
you're full. So if you don't chew your food enough, which most people don't, then you're not really getting that Yeah, most people. I know. It's like my husband, he just eats like
yeah.
he's done.
He really downs it.
He eats fast. Yeah, but then your brain's not getting that signal, right? That you're full. So chewing gum after can help, send that signal to your brain that you're full, and also can help digest your food better, because digestive enzymes are released from your mouth into your stomach. So it's kind of win-win.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other day, if I'm going to reveal a little, nothing too bad, Trina, but that
Okay.
just about the story about not about having eaten and not being full. The other day, I was visiting Trina in her town, and we had a huge meal, and she was still hungry. I wasn't. I was full, and she was just going, "I'm hungry. I'm still hungry, and I know I've had this good meal, and it was full of protein." Of
Yeah.
course, the protein queen, but
Yeah.
it was a very, very filling meal. I'm a big guy and I was full.
Yeah.
It was very good. No, I'm good. And it's weird because Trina was the one saying, "Oh, I really want a sweet thing."
But that's me. And I tend to, I mean, and you wouldn't think about it looking at me, but I tend to overeat. Like I tend to want to just keep eating, and especially something sweet. Yeah. And
Yeah.
because my excuse is, well, it's all healthy food. It's all healthy food. It's good
Yeah.
food. I know that. But you still can eat too much. And so that's when I just pick up a piece of gum, because I think for me, just chewing
That's a
that extra
great
50,
strategy.
yeah, that extra 15 minutes of chewing, it just satiates me, and then I'm like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good strategy. Anyway, I mean, I don't know if you have anything else to add to
No,
cravings.
my big for you guys, the takeaway is just don't buy it.
Yeah.
Don't buy it. Don't have it in the
This,
house. Anything in the house you will eat. I don't care
however,
what it is.
I know, but listen, you live by yourself. Like you're
Yeah.
talking to some guys
Oh
have
yeah, that's right.
families.
That yeah,
It's
I'm 40. Yeah, so if you have family,
it's hard.
you're gonna raid your kid's chocolate stash
Yeah,
or
exactly.
son's chips or whatever. Yeah,
So
no, I get it. I get it.
I
Yeah,
mean, your kids shouldn't be eating that stuff either, right? And your family, but even if it's just you and a guy and his wife, or a guy and his partner, the partner might not be on board with this like healthy eating thing. So
yeah,
there
that's
has to be
tough.
some willpower. There has to be maybe a discussion with that other person, like, hey, maybe we shouldn't have that stuff in the house, or hide it on me. Although Evan hid that chocolate bar on me the
Oh
other day,
yeah.
I still found it.
I've hidden stuff from you in my house. I remember I had a girlfriend, she was living with me. I would hide things. They find it. Everybody finds food.
Yeah. You know what? It's addiction, right? So if the sugar, especially,
Well, it's also like just a sort of it's the way we're programmed to get as many, programmed to survive,
yeah,
and to survive, we want to hoard calories no matter how they come. And so we just eat because our brain is programmed to the point that we never know when the next famine's coming. So we're always prepared for it. But now
yeah.
there's no famine, at
No,
least.
there's no famine, and unfortunately, all of the processed foods are created
Oh.
to make you addicted.
That'll,
And
Trina, that'll be another
that's another
topic. We
topic.
can,
We should stop.
when we get ranting about processed food, we get angry and nasty.
Well, no, and I mean, we should do another topic about processed food, and
Yeah,
also
maybe that'll
about
be it. Yeah,
the addiction side. Yeah,
yeah,
but yeah.
because it's all created to.
Because you're saying, we're programmed to hoard and want to hoard all
Yeah,
these
but
calories and eat
they
all this stuff.
also add to that programming
Yeah,
by
but that's not
waste.
even, it's not really 100% true, because if you're
Oh,
eating three solid meals a day, if you're getting optimal nutrition, you're getting
that's
everything your
true.
body needs,
Yes.
your cravings become almost nil.
Yeah,
And I mean, so many of my clients will say that, they were worried about the fact that they love eating ice cream at night, just like you said. And then
Yeah.
once we start working together after 2 or 3 weeks, they're like, it's just those cravings are just gone. They're just not there. So, biologically, your body, if you eat properly, isn't going to be craving constantly either. So, yes, cravings still exist, even for me, even though I eat properly.
Yeah.
But you
Hey, Dave,
you have
you
a
can
lot.
diminish it. You can diminish
Yes.
it drastically with proper eating. And that's where Trina comes in her
Yeah. And
program.
that's
It's proper eating.
And that's the thing. So if you're eating properly, sure. Like for me, I'm eating properly. I still have this emotional eating, this craving. It's not because I didn't eat properly. It's just this emotional thing, which everybody has. And for me, it's easier to control if I'm eating properly and for everybody. So it's not like the cravings are ever going to go away. And I think that's maybe the key takeaway for this little chat is that your cravings are never going to go completely away. But if you're just depending on, your willpower to fight cravings for ice cream, fight cravings for chocolate, fight cravings for whatever it is you like, you're never going to win. You have to have this solid base of nutrition so that the biological urges for cravings, because it is biological, are gone, and that you can just deal with, that emotional craving, and you can either indulge or not indulge from a place of semi control.
Yeah, that's really control or semi
Yeah,
more control, but semi
yeah,
control. So, and
exactly.
awareness is a big thing too.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's a great takeaway, a great place to end.
Yeah, I think so too.
Great.
We better stop before we get ahead of
And
ourselves.
you start ranting about something.
Yeah.
Processed food and stuff like that'll be another talk, guys.
Yeah.
Great to be with you again.
Okay, Dave. It was nice chatting.
Take care.
Okay, bye.